Here we go. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are familiar with this movie, and if you're not, look up any type of most disturbing films of all time list, and it'll either be like number one or number two. This is going to be a long-winded rant, because oh hell do I have a lot to say about this movie. One, I saw it way before I probably should have. I bought it at a local Borders before they all went in Ohio. With my friend and her mom. She actually took me and I found it and I was like, I'd heard about it, so I was like, alright. Got Monica Bellucci in it, it can't be that bad. I like Monica Bellucci. I blame Passion of the Christ. Here's my biggest, well, there's a lot of big complaints, but here's my really big complaint. If any of you have ever found that rant that Roger Ebert did about violence against women in, like, films, like slasher films, or, you know, I recommend finding it because this is it. Because on the cover of this, I don't know if you can see it very well, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, Ebert and Roper. This has the most graphic and violent rape scene I have ever seen in a film, and I've seen the original I Spit on Your Grave. And I've seen a Serbian film. Man rapes his son. Newborn porn. Man's brother rapes wife next to man who's raping his kid. The rape scene in this movie lasts a solid 10 minutes. And it's a steady cam, you know, it's like it does not move, it does not cut, it does not flinch. And this man, I guess, like, he assumes she's a whore or something, or maybe he was just horny, I don't know. What kills me before that happened was she was trying to find a taxi to get home, and the random woman says, take the subway, it's safer. No, it's not. Apparently it's not. Basically, he holds a knife to her throat and says, you know, take off your clothes, and he proceeds to, I guess, anally rape her? I'm pretty sure it's anally rape her. And then beat the shit out of her. Like, boom, boom, like, smashing her head into the concrete, and she's, like, all swollen and bloody. And, like, the rape scene is so realistic, it almost makes you feel like you're watching a legitimate, like, snuff/rape happening right before your eyes. The noises she makes are almost inhuman and hard to listen to. If I were to ever watch this movie again, I would have to watch it on mute, which probably wouldn't be that hard because it's in French and they have subtitles. But it does. It lasts for like 10 minutes, unflinching, completely realistic. The other disturbing part is if you look in the background during that scene, you can actually see a person come into the subway tunnel, watch for like 2 seconds, and walk away. Help the lady? I guess not. You big wuss. But, that's not even, I mean, yeah, it's disturbing. Yeah, I'm a woman and I couldn't stomach it. Stomach it. Well, I did eventually. I learned to be desensitized to pretty much anything. The very first scene in this movie is her boyfriend. Oh yeah, this movie's told in reverse, which I will say is I'll give the movie credit for that. That is very because the ending hits you like it makes you feel like complete and total like it's a depressing movie. It ain't all shits and giggles, you know. But yeah, I mean the very first scene in this movie is her boyfriend after seeing her, you know, get wheeled into a stretcher all bloody, she can't talk. He goes on this search for the guy who did it, and I think his name was, I don't speak French, I think it was like La Tiena or something. It means the tapeworm. It's just the thought of that. But, yeah, and then, like, another scene later, he goes into this gay club or whatever, and there's people, like having sex, there's blowjobs, anal sex, and they're all like hitting on him, And her boyfriend's played by Vincent Castle, who is he's pretty good in this movie too. Um, but yeah, and then eventually he finds a guy who kind of fits the description, takes a fire hydrant and beats his head in. This is another one of those unflinching shots where it is so freaking graphic. You can see the guy's nose basically cave in. He just keeps beating him and beating him until his entire his entire head's caved in, and then his brains are on the floor. But then you find out later he killed the wrong guy. Um, but yeah, okay. Major spoilers for the ending. Um, Monica Bellucci's character, she goes into the bathroom and she takes a pregnancy test. Now remember, I said this movie's told in reverse. Turns out she's pregnant. So she was pregnant at the time of the rape and the beating, and they never say if she lost the baby. I would assume she did, because yeah, I mean, how could you not? You had your head bashed in concrete and you got raped for 10 minutes. Um, but the ending, the very ending scene it's so heart wrenching at the end, because she's sitting there and she finds out she's pregnant and she starts smiling. She's so happy. And the very last scene is her sitting in a park, reading a book just on a blanket, all content, before all that happens. And it's just, it's depressing as hell. I mean, my God. I mean, like I said, I will give the director credit, for doing it in reverse. That's very different. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. When you're watching it, if you feel very uncomfortable even when nothing icky is going on, apparently I think I read somewhere that in the soundtrack he used low pitched sounds that are meant to induce vertigo or nausea. It worked. I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, oh, I don't feel so good. But yeah, that's my biggest complaint, really, that really pissed me off, was that Ebert and Roper 2 thumbs up, but you bitch about I spit on your grave. What? And the treatment of women in slasher films is just sex objects. What? Oh well. Yeah, I like this on the front. It says, "Warning: contains graphic sex and violence for mature audiences only." Okie dokie. Yeah. Well, I forgot to read the summary, but oh well. I think I pretty much covered it, but I guess I'll do it anyway since that's my thing. Sorry, I should have done it sooner, but I just got so pissed. Um, Alex, Monica Bellucci, and Marcus, Vincent Castle, are a couple whose story is told over a course of a fateful day. Yes, that all took place in a day. The Odyssey begins with a brutal killing. Yeah, no kidding. Then unspools in reverse to reveal the horrifying events that led to the gut-wrenching, violent climax of the opening scene. Yeah, Irreversible's disturbing look at fate and destiny pushes the envelope of human emotions and takes filmmaking to another level. Yeah. Um. So yeah. I would not, as much praise as I gave that for the way it was directed and the whole reverse thing. It no, just no. Of course, I think pretty much anybody in the United States has probably seen this movie by now. Just no. Yeah, more whistling. Just no. Although there actually, I think that well, there is one really amusing scene with Vincent Castle where they're all at a party on a rooftop and he's like dancing, you know, and he goes up to these chicks and he goes, "Hey," and they're like, "Hi, what's your name?" And he goes, and it was funny because he goes, "Vincent," and then he goes, "Actually, it's Marcus," and he pops away. I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. But okay, yeah, I've went on about this movie like long enough. I mean, yeah, if it wasn't for those two scenes, it would be a pretty good movie. But so, yeah, it's my thoughts on Irreversible. Like I said, I'd stay away, 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 away. I was 17 when I first saw this movie, and I haven't been able to forget it since. I'm gonna be 24 here in like a month.